What is up, survivors? Today we actually have two different mod reviews to go over. If you notice, this helmet looks a little bit cooler, doesn't it? This is pretty gnarly. This is the Chillhouse Chilli helmet, and it's pretty awesome. So if you want a Harv's Corner Chilli helmet that looks amazing, I suggest you go check this guy out. We will have a link in the description. As always, Excalibur, you're amazing. Thank you so much. This thing looks so cool. But also, what we're going over is the CupVision mod. So this mod is actually incredible as far as being able to, it's a variable sighting mod, basically. So better than your normal spyglass, and actually a lot more customizable than most of the spyglass mods I've seen. What you can actually do is craft quite a bit of things, but we're going to talk about where they're at. You will find the majority of them inside a recon folder, and inside the recon folder you will see a variable zoom spyglass, which works relatively like a normal spyglass. We'll talk about it. These ocular implants, and we'll talk about how those work as well. You have 4 tiers of binoculars as well, and then also a few different attachments that can go on certain binoculars. To top it all off, where you would normally find your normal weapon attachments at, you're also going to find an advanced hollow sight and an advanced scope attachment. We'll go over all these stuff and show you how they work as well. So let's start it off with how these implants work. So you'll craft them and then consume them on your person, and they tell you if you hover over them what they actually do. So the standard ocular implant, you have to hold in different alt keys and numbers to show you how they work, but if you want to remove it, you can hold in alt backspace for 5 seconds. It'll go away and you can use a different one. 3 different versions. The standard one just does a night vision and a creature detection, which is pretty much just kind of tells you the stats and the gist of things. The next one you have is a night vision filter, and this kind of does the same thing, but it applies a night vision filter over top of it, obviously, pretty self-explanatory. The last one here is a predator vision. So the predator vision, if you're not familiar with how and this is the one I have equipped right now, but if you're not familiar with how the snow owl thing works, this is pretty much the same vision that it has. So right off the get-go, Alt F1 will allow me to turn in just the general UI. Where I'm aiming will give me the target latitude, longitude, and then the operator of where I'm currently at as well. So if I get close enough to an animal, it will actually read the stats off to me. The full stats, the levels, gender, all the, where the level up stats went to, everything. And then I can just turn Alt F1 or Alt number 1, just turn it right back off. Alt 2 gives me the predator mode that you get from the snow owl. These are all cumulative, so I can have the 1 and 2 on at the same time, predator vision, and I can still see the stats on the creatures as well. Let's turn both of those back off. Lastly, we have like this Hud Targeting, which is kind of like the tech helmet, right? Like this looks like the tech helmet. We get that. Then on top of it, I can turn on that other mode as well so that I can see all the stats. I mean, you can stack all these and turn all 3 of them up if that's what you want to do. So it very much functions kind of like a tech helmet, but it's more of a consumable, so that way you can still use different helmets, different skins, all that good stuff. So and turn all 3 of these back off. And again, if I want to turn this specific implant off because I want to use a different one, I hold in Alt and backspace for 5 seconds, and eventually we will see the emblem in the bottom right vanish, and then we'll be able to consume a different one. That's pretty much how it works. Pretty self-explanatory. You'll make them on your person. Cut and dry. These things are pretty cool, mainly because I like the Ocular Implant mod and a few of the other spyglass mods. This is a nice little offhand thing that I don't even have to hotbar, right? Like I just consume it and that's all I have to worry about, which is really nice. I really like that it doesn't take up slots anywhere and it's just super easy to use. And again, if you want to remove them, you can remove them whenever you want. The binoculars actually have separate tiers to them. We'll talk about how they work as well. You have tier 1 through 4, and each one obviously does something different. This is where the attachments come into play, where I talked about, and let's go back and take a look in the recon attachment section, this night vision filter attachment and this predator vision attachment. So these obviously stack with their abilities, right? So the first set of binoculars, they all kind of look the same, but the first set of binoculars is just going to give me what a normal spyglass would give me, right? So if I zoom in on this Bronto, it's going to tell me that it's a male Bronto, what level it is. That's it. It still does give me like a rangefinder as far as like where I'm at in longitude, latitudes, just like the normal tech binoculars would. Moving over to the number 2, what we get on top of this is the full stat line, right? So just like we got off the scans off the implant, we got a full stat line of all the skills that are, all the level ups and how they've been organized and set up, right? Option 3 would give me the same thing, right? Same thing as 2 did, but then also toggle a night vision in. And with that attachment that I put on it, it put in the smart night filter, so I'm not like blinded when I turn this thing on. It still actually works during the daytime too. So kind of universally useful. A variable zoom on all of these as well. Going over to number 4, pretty much works the same way as the rest of them, but this one has the predator vision as well. And again, you can zoom in pretty far with these guys. So a lot of different tiers, and I kind of like that idea. I like the idea of being able to kind of step it up as you go. And we talk about where we unlock these guys at 52, 75, 88, and 92. So they craft it on your person, but you'll need the GPS and the fabricator, obviously, to be able to unlock that. And this will require the previous binocular set, and you'll actually require the previous binocular set to make them. And they do get exponentially harder to make as far as the resources go, which I think is pretty fair. The ocular implants, these are the end game things. You're unlocking these guys at level 100, and these do take a bit more to unlock and how they work. So you need the other standard ocular implant to do the night vision, and then you also need that one too. And these work off of the standard attachments, the attachments that I made to put on the binoculars. So they're kind of universal. They kind of work for everything, and you'll use them for multiple things. It kind of brings everything together in the mod, which I kind of like. It makes it a little bit more clean, I should say. Backing out of here, we have a couple more things to go over. We have a standard spyglass, which looks like a standard spyglass, but you have a really easy to use variable zoom, which I really, really like. That one little thing just means the spyglass so much easier at the beginning. So that's pretty much it. It's how that spyglass works. I believe that one is unlocked significantly lower level. Yep, it's unlocked at level 20. You'll use a regular spyglass, a couple of other things, craft it, you'll be good to go. Last but not least, the two sight mods. We have the hollow sight, which I have on a fabricated pistol real quick. And as you can see, I get the longitude, latitude coordinates of my target and where I'm standing at. And then if I aim over a creature, pull up sights, I get this cool little night vision, but then I also get all the stats increased on that. So it works great for that. The other one, which I'm probably even more excited for, is the variable zoom scope. And I have this on the long neck rifle right now, just to take a peek at it. But I get all of what I would get out of the standard binocular set, and I get the zoom as well, so making this thing super, super useful. The hollow advanced scope is unlocked at level 80, pretty cut and dry. And then for the scope will be unlocked at level 80 as well. Okay, sorry, my bad. They're both unlocked at level 80. I could have just saved myself a lot of time. Anywho, and it tells you what guns they actually do work with and which ones you can attach them to, obviously. All in all, this is really clean and it works really well. I was really one of our community members posted this on a Discord, and I really sat back and took a look at it. This kind of has a mix of everything that I like about a lot of different mods. As far as spyglasses go, I like the natural progression of something starting with just the normal spyglass, but still offers a bit of functionality, and then, you know, ending up with, you know, the implant inside, basically inside your head, which is pretty cool. All in all, huge fan. I really like the way this one turned out. I would highly recommend this one. But that is pretty much it, guys. That's the CupVision mod, so feel free to check this one out. We will leave a link in the description of the video to the Steam Workshop for this one, and also this awesome helmet. Look at it. Just look at it. You want that. You know you want that. I want it on my wall. I'd hang it on my wall if I could, but I can't. But I'll stay here and look at it, though. Maybe I'll take a snapshot of it and make it my wallpaper. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you on the next one.